Daryl Willie Insurance. My name is, guess what? Daryl Willie. This is your first time coming out. Appreciate you stopping by. If this is your second time or your return visitor, thanks for the support. I speak about all things covering insurance, concerning insurance to be home, auto, small business, life, health, and I like to cover economic things that affect our money. Those budgets, that pocketbook, that wallet, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I try to keep positive, stay optimistic, and in my opinion, please hear this, all budgets can be worked with. So do not cancel your insurance. You hear me? In my opinion, all budgets can be worked with. So please do not cancel your insurance. Remember, a monthly premium, no matter how much you dislike it, no matter how much you dislike the company, no matter how much you dislike just the thought of insurance, is way cheaper than a potential court judgment against you. The monthly premium for insurance will always come out better than a potential court judgment against you. So let's keep you covered. Let's work with those budgets. Let's keep you covered. So today, what we are getting into is, what does car insurance cover? Daniel Bortz put out a great article. We're going to run through it, get a little education real quick. All right. So we're going to learn some things, right? Car insurance is meant to protect you from financial loss in the case of an accident or theft. But what exactly does it cover? It's a question all drivers need to know the answer to. While auto insurance policies can vary in terms of premium, deductibles, coverage limits, basic car insurance typically provides the following types of coverage. Okay, here they are. Liability, collision, comprehensive, medical payments, personal injury protection, and you have something called uninsured/underinsured motorists. Okay, get with your state on that one. Not all states, I believe, participate in that, but you need to know. Get the coverage. All right. So liability coverage required by law in most states is the foundation of car insurance policies. It's designed to protect you. That's right, you listener and everyone even not listening. It's designed to protect you financially if you're found at fault in an accident and cause injury or property damage to others. Liability coverage encompasses two very important components: bodily injury liability and property damage liability coverage. Okay? Now, bodily injury liability covers injuries that you cause to someone else. Generally, it pays for the other person's medical bills, recovery costs, and lost wages. All right? We want to make that person whole because it was your fault. All right. Now, their insurance will cover you. All right? So vice versa. So property damage. All right? Liability covers the cost of repairing or replacing another person's property that you damage. And we're sure you didn't mean to do it, but accidents happen, right? Typically, this covers damage to another driver's vehicle, but it can also cover damage to fences, lampposts, telephone poles, buildings, and other structures that cars hit. I know that sounds crazy, but I gotta tell you guys, every week, I know I get in touch with people who run into things that aren't even moving. It's strange, but it happens, right? Oh, that telephone pole jumped right out in front of me. I didn't see it. All right. Collision coverage. If your car is damaged in a collision with another vehicle or a stationary object, such as street light or a tree, just thought about that, right? Collision coverage pays to fix or replace it. If you're leasing or financing your vehicle, your lender may require you to purchase collision coverage. Some people call it comprehensive. You guys heard of that, right? Okay, so you have collision and you have other than collision. All right, so if you're driving down the street and you hit a deer, I know you will think that's a collision, but in the insurance world, that's called OTC, other than collision. So comprehensive coverage. Comprehensive coverage provides damage protection for your vehicle in situations other than collisions, such as damage caused by theft, vandalism, natural disasters, falling objects, and other incidents specified by your insurance policy. I'm glad they put in specified by your insurance policy. I really want to impress upon you guys that the insurance company, when they're looking to see if you're covered, they're looking at your policy. Letter for letter, word for word, line for line. This is why it's important to sit down with your insurance broker, agent, or whoever they may be, and really go through and project and think deep to make sure you're covered by things you're not even thinking about. You need to think about all possible scenarios and get that coverage. Get a little bit extra just in case. Never get the barest minimum unless your budget is that tight. Call me up. But get coverage. Okay? So that's comprehensive coverage. All right? Medical payments covered by car insurance. Here we go. If you or your passengers are injured in an accident, medical payments, or MedPay, you'll hear it covered like that, helps pay for healthcare costs associated with injuries such as hospital visits, surgeries, x-rays, and more. MedPay coverage is required in some states. So you will always keep hearing me say, check with your state. Like when I said uninsured, underinsured. Check with your state. Each state insurance is run by the state, not by the federal government. Okay? The federal government looks at stuff, but insurance is run by your state. All right? How about personal injury protection? Personal injury protection, PIP coverage, right? Not available in all states, helps pay for you and your passengers medical expenses resulting from an accident regardless of who is at fault. Meaning, you don't have to wait for your insurance company to determine the blame to be compensated. That's a good one, right? It also typically covers rehabilitation, lost wages, and funeral costs. God forbid. Personal injury protection coverage is required in 18 no-fault states, including Arkansas, Delaware, Minnesota, New York, Texas, and others. That was just to name a few. Okay? Check with your state. Now, here's a big one. What is uninsured, underinsured motorist protection? Glad you asked. We're going to get in it. In cases where you're involved in a car accident with a driver who doesn't have car insurance or has insufficient coverage, uninsured motorist, or UM, and underinsured motorist, UI coverage, steps in to cover your medical expenses and property damage. I believe it's more on BI, bodily injury, but uninsured coverage will step in to provide coverage for you when the other person does not have coverage or has well below the stated coverage that they should have. Okay, additional insurance coverage options. We're going to go over just a few, all right? Because I don't want to make this too long for you guys, but it's very important that you have this foundational knowledge so you know what's going on, because most of the people you talk to, they're like, oh, I got car insurance. Don't even know what's in the package. So we're going to change that for all my listeners here, right? So additional car insurance options for coverage, right? Most car insurance providers offer supplemental types of coverage. Here are some common additional options. Accident forgiveness. With this type of coverage, your insurance company will forgive you if you cause an accident, meaning it won't raise your premiums. How great is that, right? Typically, you can qualify for one forgiven accident for a set time frame, such as every 3 years. So, you got to talk to your insurance broker, agent. You got to find out what's going on with the company that you're insured by. What's their accident forgiveness policy? Gap insurance, very important. If you're leasing or financing your car, gap insurance covers the difference between the current market value of the vehicle and the amount you owe on your lease or loan in the event of a total loss. Okay? Gap insurance could be a good option in the early years of a vehicle's ownership when the amount of your loan may exceed the market value of the car. We all talk about when we drive off the lot and it loses value. This is what they're saying, right? Gap insurance coverage only adds about $20 on average to car insurance policy annual premiums. All right, and that's according to the Insurance Information Institute. Rental car reimbursement. This coverage pays for a rental car while your vehicle is being repaired or replaced following an accident. Towing and roadside assistance. Many insurance providers offer this type of insurance, which provides roadside in the case of a breakdown or covers the cost of towing your vehicle. That is a blessing. If you've ever been stuck on the side of the road, trust me, you want to see the tow truck show up to get you out of there, right? Okay, custom parts and modifications. If you added aftermarket accessories or made modifications to your vehicle, this type of coverage can help protect the custom parts and equipment you installed. That one you really need to talk to whoever your carrier is and really get that ironed out, get that clear that they'll cover that, okay? So that's something you definitely want to speak to your broker and agent about, custom parts and modifications. All right, classic car. If you drive an antique or classic car, you may want to consider getting classic car insurance, also known as collector car insurance or antique car insurance, to help protect it. According to the II, a vehicle is considered a classic car when it's at least 25 to 30 years old. Okay, that's 25 to 30 years old. Again, you definitely want to get with your insurance provider to make sure that you have the specifics on that, because like I said, when you have an insurance contract, they go by the letter of the contract. They're not going by your feelings. They're not going by, oh, it was a bad situation, they feel bad for you, so they're going to do a lot more. They're not. They're going by the paperwork. Your insurance contract needs to be tight. So that means you need to get with someone who cares, like me, a little passion for this nerdy stuff, who cares about insurance and making sure you're covered. So the just in case, you ready for the just in case. All right. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Tell a friend. Come back and see me again. I'm going to put out some more stuff, and just thanks for hanging with me. See you next time. Be safe out there and keep your insurance coverage. All right.